Hello and happy Friday. It's that time again. Let's go check out the garden and the orchard. Take a look. Now I know I have some jalapeños to harvest here. It's getting kind of heavy. My basil, it's kind of late. I think it's going to try and flower way too soon. Some more peppers coming on. Some tomatoes. I've got a lot of tomatoes up under there. I may try and pick some for a salad tonight. Look at those in there. Those are good. I think they're going in a salad. And my onion here is getting big. Kind of just letting this garden rest a bit, before we plant anything else. We gave up on trying to get another butternut squash. It's getting kind of chilly anyway, so I think we just didn't stay on it, and we need to put some more soil in this bed. We didn't put any in this year on this side, so we need to refill it before we plant anything for winter here. And I need to get my little hoops out and my netting and get all that ready. We've got a huge eggplant here. That's ready. Definitely ready to harvest. There's one on the other side. I need to get some stakes for these, I think. I don't know about that tomato. It's putting a few out. It's coming back to life, actually, a little bit. Because it's gets a little bit more sun now. Let's see. Yeah, I pruned this basil, but I don't know how much I'll get out of it. It's kind of dry looking too. Need to come back. Look, I can tell squirrels have already been in here. Something's been in there pecking. No telling what it was. Let's look at this other eggplant. Oh yeah, it's going to be a good one too. That's off that same one. This one hasn't even produced one yet. It's pretty big though. It's pretty big. Alright, let's Chris cleaned up out here a lot too. My lilac bush is visible again. He dug out a lot of trees that had grown up along this fence line. I think this fall I may pull up that lilac and move it somewhere. Get rid of this crazy morning glory. All right, up to the orchard. Yeah, quick look at these. They do like support. They will easily fall over. So these are leaning. One's totally fallen in there. And then that one's leaning pretty well. Just gets so top heavy. I could trim it back a lot and that wouldn't happen. My poor little goji berries. They never put out any berries. I don't know if it needs more sun or what the deal is. But I don't know. This is like the 4th year. It's being stubborn. Alright, here's that Fuyu persimmon. It has some fruit are just now starting to turn. Listen, the understory is going to be a little longer to ripen. Got it's an alright amount of fruit, I guess. I'll take it. There's still a lot that's pretty green. Got some way up there. I need to go get a fruit picker. An extension pole. This one. See, I do nothing to these. I don't spray them, fertilize them. Fertilized them. I'd probably get a lot more. Sorry about that. Probably get a lot more out of it. This is a real small one compared to what else is up there already. Still. Because it was way back in the understory. And off this new shoot here. Yeah, I told Chris I'd like to plant. There's a couple nice clusters up there. I told Chris I want to plant at least 2 more of these. Oh, I see a bunch from under here. See, it's hard to get the angle right on these. There's something eaten in that, but that is so rare. These things hardly ever get any pest. There's like a couple marks there. But you can see here, like, it has some little mark there, little scarring here and there, little worn on the top. Sometimes they do this on the top too if they get too much rain and it sits on there. Because, if I can see one. Like, see, they kind of, look, this one's been picked on too on this side. It's the same one, I believe. But the way that one's sitting, you see how water can easily get trapped between the branch and the fruit, and then the water kind of can just sit there. Look at these. That's a big one there. It's a real big one. So yeah, these are coming on. See this one? There was one here. It dropped or got eaten. Got some new life coming in there. And this tree is kind of a droopy tree. See how low this is to the ground? Even though it's a pretty long branch. But the weight of the fruit gets to where this one's totally like just growing straight down. So it almost makes them look like a weeping willow. But the leaves on this one, they start turning too. You can kind of tell here. They'll get a luscious, beautiful red, orange when they drop. And then all these leaves will drop and there'll still be orange fruit on the tree. I'll tell you, it looks like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. I missed a peach tree. Need to get out here and do some pruning. Should have already done it this summer. These figs are starting to come in. But I don't know. This one's not ripe. This one is. Because see how it's falling down, kind of? It came right off. This is, I think, I don't know what kind of fig this is. Small. The fruit is always small. That's super sweet, though. See, this year it got hit by a frost. Everything got hit by a frost. That's why I like that persimmon. It's amazing to get that much fruit. Oh, look. There's some. Those figs are just forming. That's young. That's new growth. That's this year. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, there are a few ripe ones here. These are pretty good. But, let me see. I'll pick. Is this one ripe? Yeah, ripe enough. Not very sweet. Well, that one is. But, delicious. Nothing like just going in your backyard, pulling some fruit, Eating it right off the stem. I'd just like to thank the birds for leaving me some. There's a good cluster. I don't even know if these will ripen before the first frost comes. So there's a little one in here. So I'm gonna pick this one here. I'll compare it. We'll compare it to the other fig. Pawpaws. They didn't get a whole lot of new growth on them this year, but I'm happy. And hopefully we won't have any darn late frost like we did. This is already starting to yellow. So the mulberries are always the first to drop all their leaves. So we're already getting a little bit of this fall color here. It's really pretty with the sun hitting it. This is a miracle peach tree here. I don't know how it's still surviving. Because look at it. It almost like split out of its bark. It got some kind of disease. But I babied it. I didn't put anything on it. Like I said, my stuff's all organic. Like all these thornless blackberries here. I don't do anything to those. I don't even stake them up. They just do their blackberry thing. I mean, if it can't grow naturally, then I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna put a lot of fuss into it. Now this was my Asian pear. It's doing pretty good. It's got stuff off the graft coming up. I need to cut that all back. And I actually had some beautiful fruit. If you look back on my previous orchard video, you'll see I had beautiful fruit. I came out here and bagged it to keep it from the pests from getting to it. And then I came out here and it was gone. The bags are gone. The fruit is gone. So my guess is that the deer got it. Oh, my blueberry. This one didn't get much new growth. Got a little bit here. Maybe a little bit on the tops. This one got a little bit more new growth. You can always see, like, almost looks like a sage color when it's new growth like that. Really stands out from the rest. Now let's compare. Now I've been watching the crows come out here, and there'll be 5 of them flapping around out here all at the same time. And they do this like twice a day. You can see they've beaten up the tops of the figs too, where they've gone after the fruit. So I appreciate them helping me prune. Though I think I'm going to cut this back quite a bit next year. It's been a while since I pruned it. And pruning it just makes it super wide. This is a, what do you call it, Chicago fig. It is way more prolific. It is bigger fruit. See, we can compare. This is not even ripe. This one here is not ripe yet. This one's ripe, and you can see the size difference. So I'm not sure what kind of fruit this is, but this is Chicago fig, and it's very cold hardy. Not that we have too much of an issue here in Georgia with cold issues, except when we have that late freeze. But all of my figs have tolerated a late freeze just fine. And last year we got down to 15 degrees, I believe it was, for 3 days in a row. So yeah, it looks like the crows have pretty much devoured this. We got a lot of fruit. I just didn't film it. So here's another one that's still tell a big difference in size there. So yeah, I'm trying to see if I see there's a little bit of fruit here and there, but they're going to devour that. I think this year the crows get this. They're pretty good at watching over us, so that's their reward. Maybe I need to root this and see how it does, and then we'll have more we can share with the birds. You see this white mulberry, it's almost already lost all of its leaves. It is done for the year. Done. And another year, no pomegranate. I don't know what's up with that. Probably, like I said, I don't fertilize or do anything, so if I did something, I might get something. This fig is as old as the first one we saw. Look at it. I don't know what it is about this little piece of land here. Look at that pathetic little fig. But I planted a Fuyu persimmon over here that I transplanted from our old house, and it lasted about 3 or 4 months and it just died. Nothing likes thriving here too much. This is about as close as it's gotten. Apple tree, it's kind of lost its stuff already. It's making a comeback. Orange tree's doing good. It's doing really well. So hopefully that'll continue to do well. But that's a satsuma. If it's gonna bloom, it's gonna bloom. I don't know, I guess about this time of year. If it were going to bloom this year. Another pomegranate. Trying to not get too much in your eye here. Sun's setting. This is a little short bush. Forget what kind of blueberry that is. This blueberry had a lot of new growth this year though. You can see that when I stand here. See how it looks sage color. And it has some top growth, side growth. Again, I do nothing with these blueberries. They're always so generous to me, and I neglect them. That's a nice short bush. And this blueberry, it had a lot of new growth. A lot. But this is the first to get some shade, so it gets a little early relief in the hot summers. But new growth, tall new growth. So yeah. This one had a lot of new growth too. Again, in the shade. Little gets first shade of the afternoon. We don't have many trees on this property other than the fruit. And we have these two pines here. They're pretty cool pines though. They're kind of short and stout. They're not those tall, gangly looking pines that tend to fall easily. I hope these don't fall because power line crosses the property and let's see, it could, when these fall, it's going to take power out. Unless it falls, well, it's going to take power out. It's almost triangulated by power lines. I think asparagus is done for the year. I might get some fall shoots. Need to get in there, clean out trees. But now that it's getting fall, I can do a lot more of that stuff. I don't know what this thing is growing here, but it's putting out these seed pods here that I don't like at all. Some kind of like 3. Oh, is that poison ivy in there too? It may be. Holy moly. I need to move this asparagus bed. Maybe I'll work on that this fall. Now, a bird gave me these. They use these. When these open up, they'll be huge. See, they still have a lot to open here. And here, these are just starting to open up. But these little beautiful colored weeds were given to us by a bird, I'm assuming. But they spread like crazy. And they are toxic on the liver. So, and I found that out when I accidentally planted some in my raised bed, just to like, oh, I want to save this because Chris was supposed to get rid of these. And I said, just let me save a piece and I'll plant it down in the front of the roadside and have like a roadside meadow started. And then it went crazy just over the fall and into the spring. And so we had to dig and dig and dig and pull up roots and stuff. But we got all that out of there and we haven't had any issues since. But yeah, this stuff will go crazy once you get it in your yard. So that is the end of today's tour. I'll leave you with a beautiful view. My mums are just coming in. I have some daisy mums. I used to have a huge collection of perennials, and they were actually year round because I had candleflower, and candleflower, it would start coming up in the fall, and it would come up like a jack in the pulpit, and then the bulb would shoot out these, I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, it would have these berries on a stem, and they would go from yellow to red. And that's why it's called the candleflower, and that's one word. And then that would kind of die back in the spring when it started getting a little warm, but by that time all my daffodils, lilacs, or daffodils, what do they call those things? Hyacinths, narcissus, the tulips, and all the other, iris, and then that'd be followed by phlox and lilies, and it is just an amazing garden. And they were about 5 foot wide, and I probably had a good, probably a good 100 feet of this perennial, like 5 by 100, but in sections. I had a kind of like a courtyard, so it was a built up stone structure, and we had, patio out there and everything. And around that stone structure, we had that perennial garden that I built. And then I actually built, because I had to dig into the hillside and make like a terrace, so that I had a flat area to plant the perennials, and then I made the top of it flat. So that's where I would plant my tomatoes and stuff. I hope that was Chris digging and not an armadillo or a rabbit. I have seen a rabbit go through this area. But there's the backside of the fallen sunchokes. But yeah, so I kind of miss having all the flowers and the pollinators. But now I've planted Mexican sunflowers, which I forget the Latin name, try something, and they are fabulous. They're as fabulous as these sunchokes. but they're bigger, bushier, taller, and just full of red little sunflowers you can cut. But once they die down, then the seeds get very, very sharp, kind of like an echinacea. So the seeds are hard to harvest, but I do have some harvested, I believe, in a bag. But yeah, I just haven't done so much with flowers here because I've just been so busy doing everything else. So, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. It seems to work well. So, oh, Chris is like, oh, I better shut that gate. And I was like, you better, because these, I think we can get some more time out of growing these sweet potatoes. So they kind of started dying back yet, but they're still putting out a lot of green here. So, and I'm for it. As long as I can get those to stay green and pump energy into those tubers, I'm there for it. But it looks like, look at that. Looks like it might be busting out of the top of the thing, unless that's ants. Let me put this fruit down. What have we got here? No, we've got sweet potatoes busting out here. That's what that is. Like all this dirt's overflowing in there. I don't know if you can see it well. But yeah, that should all be sweet potatoes busting out. I wonder if the other corner's that way too. Oh, I can't wait to see. You know, sweet potatoes are kind of cool because you never know what you're going to get. Right? But then, just gardening in general. Yeah. For that very reason, you never know what you're going to get. I just ate that other fig. I'll show you this. Oh, shoot. Covering the lens. Alright, I'm right-handed. I don't know why I have it. So, anyway, here's my persimmon. Right here. It'll give your teeth a workout. That's right now. This is young. You'll get bigger, softer, sweeter. There are no seeds in this. And it reminds me of the taste of honey. So, anyway, adventures in the garden are over. And look at my hair is a mess. You should be used to me being a mess. But anyway, y'all have a great weekend. Have fun. I'll see you, you know, I have a movie night on Friday nights. And so it's at 8 o'clock on September, was it the 23rd? Friday this year. And we talk about free movies that we watched on YouTube. So I'll be doing that. And Bimbo Barbarella music program will be there. Mark Kropka will be there, as will Mrs. Hopkins 73. And anyone else who wants to join us in chat will be there. Our in-house historian is Addie Bacall. And she knows all about film. So join us for that. And I only do that monthly. So we will see you there, I hope. See you later.